It felt very warming. I like it. It's like the first big choral element on the album that I go, this sounds great.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like this short little segment is more improvisational.
Yes.
Right? Like,
well,
they
also
explore the space more. How about
in
that?
ways that we like too as Americans. Can't unhear it.
This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum.
And welcome to Backwards Beats Podcast. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
I'm Dan Woodard.
And so happy to be with you on this beautiful October evening.
Yeah.
We have a great album this evening. It's King Sunny Adé's album, or I guess collection, The Best of the Classic Years.
Yes, it's a compilation album that was put together in 2003 that brings together sort of his historical music. It's basically between 1969 and 1974 is the time span of King Sunny Adé's career that we're talking about with this compilation.
It's a 5-year concentration. Not
Yep.
bad.
This is album number 465 on Rolling Stone Magazine's 500 Greatest Albums of All Time list.
It's so crazy to hear. I feel like you and I have done 100 of these at this point,
We have not.
but it's also a remarkable dent.
Yes, this is our 41st episode, I believe, but only, what's the number I just said?
We're less than 10%
35.
of the way in.
Yes,
Yeah.
35 episodes. Yes.
We're less than 10% of the way in. There is some fun side content you should check out. And if you liked the side content, we're planning our next break right now.
Mm-hmm.
So let us know what worked for you, what maybe didn't work for you. You can hit us at Instagram
At Backwards Beats Podcast.
or on an email.
backwardsbeatspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to be a true friend, join us on our Patreon. We've just kind of started there. We have almost no members there. It's completely free. Come on over. We're trying to build out a community there. We're going to have some additional side content. We have a Logic session breakdown of one of our side content things. That's the only special thing that we have there. Everything else you can get anywhere else. But what's difficult about a podcast is because it's so distributed, we are on all platforms. It's like, how do you get the community of rabid music fans? Because that's what you really need to be to truly enjoy this.
Especially with all the AI junk, which luckily it seems like you told me something earlier. They're cutting down. They're going to have a filter, right?
Well, YouTube is looking at, I don't know, they're talking about both sides of their friggin' mouth. But on one side, they're trying to index more on actual, are there humans in a video talking as opposed to remix content. But they just announced this whole AI video creation service at their latest YouTube conference. And it's well, so which is it? Am I going to have all fake crap?
Maybe that's a different place.
Yeah.
Go AI here.
Yeah.
Here's where humans live.
And here's what bothers me. I'm not anti-AI, but the influx of content that's going out there that is clearly AI, even if the content is good, it's not necessarily correct. I remember seeing this thing as the top 20 things you didn't know about Pulp Fiction. And I could tell it was AI. It was an AI voice. And I'm all right, did a human write this or did AI write it? And no, AI wrote the script too, and had things that I know are wrong.
Because I've watched Pulp Fiction enough times.
And I've literally seen the interview they're talking about with Quentin Tarantino. and it's miscredited. So I know exactly what he said about the scene, and what you said about the scene is the like Mandela effect version of it.
Yeah. We're just attempting to stay relevant in our little corner of this bubble.
Yep. And so we are real humans.
Yes, indeed. Please join us. We'd love to see you on any level of interaction, any level of subscription. We ask for no money. We do this because we like each other and the topic and the subject. And tonight's actually no different. We have a fun album here. Give us some more history on King Sunny Adé's collection.
Actually, royalty. But
Actually, royalty.
Yes. King Sunny Adé was born Sunday. Oh, Jesus.
I'm so happy / sad for you right now.
Yeah.
Try it one more time.
I should have actually had this done phonetically for me. So Sunday is the easiest part, his first name.
Wonderful.
Yep. Adeni, Adegi. So Adé is the shorter version. Is his full name. He was born in 1946 in the Ondo state of Nigeria. And he's celebrated as the king of juju music.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
He has a whole genre?
Well, juju, we'll talk about juju in a minute, but that's what we're listening to here is juju music. And it's rooted in traditional Yoruba rhythms, and it's layered with guitars, talking drums, a lot of percussion, and he's considered to have revolutionized it mainly because he brought in things like, slide and pedal steel guitar and synthesizers. That was not really part of that.
Yeah, all three of those things were prevalent to like break through this album for me.
Yep. His career kicked off in the 1960s, and he stood out as he blended the soul of the Yoruba tradition with these modern sounds. It's very cultural, and his lyrics, we're not going to get into a lot of the lyrics. Unfortunately, I just didn't have the capacity to do a lot of the translation.
I did a few.
Okay.
I mean, it's not hard, but like,
Yeah.
you wonder. Lyrics are actually few and far between on this album. This is not a vocal heavy album.
No. And there's a reason. We'll get into kind of maybe why that is. But this album is kind of the gateway into the the West understanding anything about juju. So juju came out of southwestern Nigeria, especially among the Yoruba, and it really started in the 1920s and 30s. At first, it was rooted in palm wine guitar music, simple songs that you would hear at bars or social gatherings, but over time it grew into this really layered celebratory dance music that was built on talking drums, shakers, call and response singing, and eventually electric guitars, which there are plenty of on this album. And the idea wasn't really to entertain. It was also a way to honor people, praise patrons, and be like a soundtrack for life events.
It feels very storytelling and like vibe cushioning.
Yes.
The whole thing. I mean, if you listen through this album, which I did, I don't know, almost a dozen times probably, it's a pad. It's almost like a sample. Like if you held your finger down on a New Day pad, there was like, just give me something that's like major and West African. It's like a really nice 8-bar loop.
Yeah. Yes, with some exploration, but no true development.
Agreed. And I think, that could be very frustrating for someone in the music field to have that kind of staying patience.
Mm-hmm.
And though the lead guitar playing is there to amplify it in almost a conversational tone, there's no like Steve Vai level stuff going on either.
That's okay.
It's a mood.
It is. I look at this as, if you ever participated in a drum circle.
There you go.
Drum circles are a lot more fun to be in than to listen to.
Oh yeah, no one wants to hear it,
Yeah.
but people want to connect.
Yes. And I'm not saying that harshly about this.
Oh, Dan, I've never heard a good drum circle in my life. Never. I've hosted them and I've participated in them. I've never heard a good one.
I'm not
But,
equating
man,
this to that, but
No, it's conversational.
Yeah. So in the So by the time that Nigeria gained its independence in 1960, Lagos was exploding with a lot of culture. Juju became part of the defining sounds of urban life. And basically, there's a lot of Afrobeat, where we can talk about some of what eventually evolved into the like Afro-Cuban style here. But this is really about celebration, with the choral elements being talking drums, in this case now electric guitars, call and response singing. And it wasn't just entertainment. It was also used at parties, he said, wedding ceremonies, and was really like praise music.
Sure. And that it sounds that way.
Yeah. And so King Sunny came in and he pushed it forward. We already talked about this. It was like full-blown, like we'll say, orchestra with layers of guitars, a lot of percussion, talking drums. He might have 20 or 30 people on stage.
It feels that way. And from the video footage I've seen, it's full immersion. They're not counting paychecks on that stage.
Yeah.
It's like, who needs to be here? There are people there. I'm not sure what they're doing. They're not mic'd.
Mm-hmm. Is it like Slipknot, where there's some people on the stage? You wonder why they're there?
Well, what is there, 9 or 10 Slipknotters?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you really got to pay that guy equal who hits the keg?
Maybe.
Like, does he make the same money that Joey Jordison did? Like, that's...
Or Corey Taylor, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, man, who's the new Brazilian guy who's playing for them?
Oh, I forget his name. He's
Holy shit,
off
is he
the
good?
chart. Oh, my God.
When I stop... Anytime I see him on any social media, I stop and I watch.
Yeah.
What a hitter.
Phenomenal.
I like Slipknot. I've seen them twice live, maybe 3 times. But I fucking love that guy.
Yeah, he's incredible.
He's nutty.
Eloy Casagrande.
There it is. Thank you. Yeah, when you see the bearded social media guy who does all the stick flips, sweating him, you know it's good.
I mean, when your last name is literally Big House.
Yeah, there it is. Like his big housing Slipknot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought we'd get Slipknot into this conversation.
Never in a million years, and that's why this podcast is gorgeous. Furthermore, if you look at the Slipknot team, it's like, yeah, you have that guy who just played the sampler, and then the guy who played like timpanis and beer kegs.
Right.
What? Just get the fuck out of here, y'all.
But he's part of the family, and they keep him there, and they pay
No,
him.
dude, yep. I'm all about it. Like, I'm all about Bob and the Boss Tones too. What's that guy do? He just skanks on stage.
Yeah.
Like, you all do you. Who am I to judge your band? Oh, wait, I'm a freaking media critic now.
Yeah.
Anyway, Slipknot, you do you. I love your new drummer, and Bob always keeps skanking.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan.
And so, sort of lastly about King Sunny, he was really kind of considered almost like the Bob Marley of Africa, and ironically, was signed to Island Records.
Oh, there we go. My God.
Yep.
Yeah. That feels that way. There's great production on some of this stuff too. You can tell that he had some resources.
Yes.
And you can tell via disparity of songs where he doesn't have resources.
Yeah.
And it sounds like someone, recorded in a high school auditorium.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of reverb.
Natural
reverb.
The audio engineer was like, wait, before I put these 2 Neumanns up, stereo paired, let's cook it through an Ibanez reverb pedal from the 80s.
Oh, I just figured those Neumanns were 50 feet away from the band.
I just figure these were not Neumanns, and they were 50 feet away from the band with and they considered it a success. We're so fortunate. I don't ever want to sound like a snob on here. Like, we take into consideration a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Of what the means were at the time, means were in the situation. Like, I don't expect West African recordings to have any fidelity to them. If they sound like my microwave, I'm happy.
Yeah. But that's not the case with this album.
Well, that with this collection.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put this out there early. The issue, Rolling Stones, is when you give us a collection with a lot of different fidelity across the board, yes, our ears are malleable enough we can discern. However, you're going to have issues selling this as a best album. Because when I think about best albums of all time, I think about
All of it.
listenability is one of the factors. Could I put this on at a party? Nay, 2 of the songs are going to fall out. Like, I'm going to have to like run back to my, it doesn't matter what my media player is.
Yeah.
Give me my Technique 1200 and turn my preamp up so people could hear it, only so I could go back into my kitchen, make someone a cocktail, and get blown out by the next song.
Right.
We can normalize things. We're on Spotify, guys.
Yeah, exactly. And if you look at when the music was recorded versus when this was put together in 2003, some of those things could be corrected for with remastering.
That's right. And I also would think that when we look at the collection, when I listened to the low fidelity songs against the things they put on there, I'm going, so why was this prolific? Why did this need to make the cut? I don't know the history. I'm not a historian. I recognize my role here. However, I didn't hear a song that was like, this is so good. Like,
You thought that was good. Check this one out.
when I think about the song that was so good that I'm willing to take less fidelity on, I'm thinking about listening to Pat Martino plays Sunny at that one concert in a college auditorium where the picking was so machine pristine on his guitar that you go, I don't care how this was recorded. It's such a fantastic recording.
Right.
What we heard here in the lower fidelity was like, this.
I feel like I heard this song
feels-
already.
This
Yes.
feels the same.
Yep.
We recognize our stature and who we are, and so forgive us if we miss the message there. But that's a complaint I will have on the album whole
Yep.
while we talk about the album whole.
And that really has no reflection on King Sunny Adé.
At all.
At
Zero.
all.
The artist is awesome. There's
Yep.
no question about it.
Yeah.
But not a great collection to listen to in that sense.
Yeah. It's more of an indictment on Rolling Stone. And, you know,
And-
we argue with the definition of greatest.
And the collector of these songs. It's like, could you have chosen something where the listener experience would be a little easier? That's all. Because in an album like this, Foreshadowing, you need to have a consistent listening experience because it blends together quite a bit.
Yeah. So should we talk about, so Randall Glass is the person who curated these songs. And we talked about this off mic, is when this album finishes, if you're listening on Spotify and they move you on to the next King Sunny Adé song,
Brilliant.
it sounds better than anything on this album.
Honestly, yeah, like the fidelity, it's fantastic. Here, you take a loss in the back half of the album in the listening experience.
Yeah.
Like if you got stoned and got like really cool during, the best song of the album in the middle, and then you get jarred out to this, it's not a fun time.
No, it's not.
Man, we'll talk about it more as we break down the tracks in the next segment.
Look, I used to think getting ripped was about hitting the gym harder. More cardio, more weights, and more pain. I tried it all. Fasted mornings, cold plunges, and even that thing with the vibrating belt. Nothing stuck. Then my bro told me, hey, your problem isn't your effort, it's recovery. And I'll be honest, I thought that sounded kinda soft, like, what am I supposed to do, light a candle and take a bubble bath? Not my vibe, man. I'm not one of those, well,
What do you mean exactly?
But then, I did learn that recovery is where the growth actually happens.
You said
It's
growth.
where your muscles rebuild, your testosterone resets. But then I also needed to optimize my protein intake. I did the whole raw egg thing and a bacon-only diet, but it wasn't enough. My body needed constant fuel. So that's when I created Sleepy Meat. Sleepy Meat ain't just food. It's the world's first edible sleep system. Each layer is engineered to deliver complete protein straight through your skin while you sleep. The warmth activates the marbling, and the marbling activates the gains. And before you know it, you're waking up leaner, stronger, more ripped, and slightly more delicious. And if you're starving after your 2 a day, Dig in, because the blanket is meat. That's right, the blanket is meat. When you're done with your snack, roll back over and let the healing continue. So yeah, I guess recovery can be manly. Sleepy meat. It's pretty good.
So, Carl, with huevos rancheros, if a ranchero is just a person who works on a farm, why is ranchero sauce desirable?
Well, so I don't know that rancheros is the person on the farm, but I'll entertain this.
A ranchero is.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So is this the eggs of the ranch hand?
Rancheros, plural, means you'd have to create a bucket of sauce. And I will say, if I've ever had huevos rancheros, the sauce is always red.
Yes.
Kidney failure.
I have a lot of questions.
I'm sure it tastes like iron and despair.
Okay.
Well, let's get into this album. We are at the best of the classic years of King Sunny Adé, actual royalty. I learned tonight.
Yeah. He was born a prince.
And
He was not yeeted off a cliff or anything, but
like for fun.
like Simba.
Oh well, that wouldn't help. Was he ever yeeted?
No, but you've seen the meme, right?
No, I've seen the guy holding them.
Right. So then there's been a meme since after.
Oh, that makes sense.
And they
that
eat him
makes
up.
sense. Yeah, like an online throw from a soccer match. Yeah,
Yes.
that's not good. That's not good at all. Ouch, our democracy. All right, let's get into this thing. So we're running. It's 10 songs. We're thankful for that. Runtime is an hour and 11 minutes on 10 songs.
It is.
Y'all do the math.
So are we going to speed run this one?
Speed run.
Speed run.
Can we do a pose? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Speed run. Yeah.
There we go.
Good.
That was good.
That
was
looked
good.
really
pod.
good. We did the same thing. So we're going to speed run this. And we're going to do this for the sake of your pain and pleasure. If you like this album and want to rock it, good for you. I like this album and want to rock it. However, it's repetitive. One of the things in this style of music is the idea of ostinato, right? Mm-hmm. It's a repeated theme over and over and over and over and over and over again. And often in the same key.
Yes. There are 10 songs on here. 8 of the songs are in the key of C. Approximately the same tempo. Same groove, often.
It's like a meditation.
Yes.
So it's a hard listen for those who enjoy variety, want vocal prowess, are looking for interesting chordal elements. You're not going to find any of that here.
You will not.
It's devoid of that. However, we're not Luddites, and we have ears, and we are good at listening to things. Mm-hmm. How many times do you listen to this album?
Close to a dozen.
Yeah, I'm probably sitting around a dozen as well. So between, we call it a safe 20 cumulative listens, we've listened through this entire thing. Mm-hmm. And
that's 20 hours of preparation for your ears.
Yeah, you should hit us on the Instagram, the
at Backwards
email.
Podcast, yeah.
On the email.
Backwardsbeatspodcast@gmail.com.
Most importantly, eventually on the Patreon.
And we are Backwards Beats Podcast there.
I rushed that, but good on you, Daniel. You're so fast on the response. So we open on a song called Sunny Adé.
Before we get into Sunny Adé, the first 5 songs on this album are part of the Sunny Adé medley. It doesn't show up that way on Spotify, but in the liner notes, the first 5 songs are really one total experience.
And you will hear that and accept that. And it's about 15 minutes long.
It is.
And it's kind of a groove over the same chord progression. It does change.
It does.
And there are notable marks on their songs where they divided the tracks. Make a lot of sense to me.
Yes. You know when the songs change. So if on Spotify, for example, your streaming service of choice, you have the settings set to have no gaps between songs.
Yeah, no auto fade.
Right? Then, and actually Spotify does a great job with that on this one.
It's fantastic. You don't know when they skip.
Yeah. And the only way you really know that they skip the songs in the first 5 is the song format is sort of a vocal set of chants, call and response, then a long jam, essentially.
That's what it is. It's
Yep.
a long jam.
Yep. And then the next song comes in because the vocals really just come back, and it's like, oh, now we're going to talk about this topic.
Interject again. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So my notes were, I guarantee you, Mark Spear stole his tone from this.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
No.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do. Explain for our.
So Mark Spear is the guitar player from the ever so popular band Krimbin, which takes its name from a Thai word for, I think, like airplane, loosely. But Mark Spear and Laura Lee and Johnson are the best combo trio of like vibe music right now in the indie scene, and I mean they're fantastic. But there's a notable Fender Stratocaster through this kind of sound and riffing going on. Mark has a tone in Krimbin that's so dynamic, and everybody like wants to chase it right now, or did want to a few years ago. I promise you, this is one of the key stones to his tone. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, I think you hit the nail on the head. That's a great callback, or call. So the first song number 1, Sunny Adé,
Yeah.
which is nice that they say it very clearly. I didn't have to do phonetic.
No. It's right there.
Yep. And it really translates into Sunny has arrived or Sunny is here.
Yep. Great way to open an album. We appreciate optimism.
Yeah, and thematically, I think the opening lines are they're an invite to listeners to set aside your worries and just join in the celebration.
I love that. It's so funny because they play this lick over and over on the guitar that drives me insane in a good way, which is a major third over a tritone. So playing as like a double stop. So you hear this like 1-3 major third, and then like the thumb or another pick would play then the raised fourth or diminished fifth under it. It's like happy fucked. Like,
Yeah, it is weird because
and he uses that throughout the album, but it's like a funny. It feels like Traffic. It feels like a Happy Descent. It's truly lingual more than it is, and I'm not saying this correctly, but as a musical thing, it doesn't make sense. As a soundscape thing, as if you're doing Foley or like trying to produce for a Broadway show, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It creates a tension in the human soul. And it's a lick you'll hear throughout the album. It's unsettling. It's not common. You don't hear it in anything else we've listened to yet.
No, and so the tritone is a really fascinating interval, not just because it's been called the Devil's Interval. That's not what it is here, and it actually never was really called the Devil's Interval. It's been refuted, but it's a good story for heavy.
Thanks, Neely.
He did a great.
That's the one, right?
Yeah, Adam Neely did an amazing video essay on the tritone and the origins of that story. So the fake news story of it is that the church banned the tritone as the devil's
music,
and that's why heavy metal music uses it. In this case, this is not a heavy metal tritone, and the sharp 4 or a tritone can be, well, it's considered very dissonant. I don't know. I feel like
it's actually kind of pretty.
I feel like a minor ninth is way more dissonant than a tritone, but anyway. But the interesting thing is a tritone can be uplifting because in a Lydian scale, Maria from West Side Story, Maria, The Simpsons, like doesn't sound dissonant at all.
No,
right?
it's a lift.
Right, it's a lift there.
And here it does do that. They always play. Listen, it never starts on the tritone.
No.
It's always a major reference, tritone major.
Yes, this isn't Enter Sandman.
It feels conversational, is where I wanted to go with this.
Well, and everything's conversational here. It's call and response vocal, call and response guitar, even when it's the noodly parts at the end of the jam.
But he noodles against himself. They do a really good job across this album panning right to left with two different guitar parts almost all of the time.
Yes, in conversation, not written, not scripted. It's
No.
all
This,
improvised.
This is, if someone sat down and learned this verbatim, I would go, you wasted your time, but also I respect you.
Yeah. Hey man, want to cover Sunny Adé?
No,
Sure.
this is
I'll
like
learn
the
it note for
guy.
note.
This is like the guy who like masters Fire and Flames on Guitar Hero at 3 times speed. I'm like, that's a massive waste of your time, but I respect you.
Yeah. What's more important if you were to cover this song or cover the medley would be to really ingratiate yourself in the thematic elements that they bring to the table, the style of licks that they do. There's a lot of repetitive licks,
Sure.
for better or for worse sometimes. And we'll get into one thing that I can't unhear once I've heard it. You do that, and you do that well because articulation is good. Performances are good. Right? There aren't bad musicians on this.
No, well, I mean, dude, my award of the year, and I said earlier with Dan, we're gonna speed run this.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of laying out our framework now, so we can blow through some soons because
Yeah.
we're gonna have to.
Yeah. There's not much more to say on the next
If you
5
want to
songs.
if you want to combat us on it later, go ahead. But like, tell us we're wrong.
Yeah.
The bass and the bass patience and tonality and the willingness to just sit there and play that part is so incredible.
And we'll really get there on song 6.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But for the first 5, I mean,
Yeah.
oh my God, what a boring ass gig. Or what a meditative gig, depending on what mindset you take.
Yeah.
I don't have any patience, so I'd be the former.
Yeah. Early in the episode, I talked about the drum circle. I feel like, so listening to this album, I do enjoy the music. I have like no complaints about what I'm hearing. I do think this is something better to be heard live.
Oh, I mean, I believe heard live or experienced
live, yes.
Man, that's a good weekend.
It is a fantastic weekend.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
doing crazy stuff.
Yes. Not all of it legal. Yeah.
Rarely legal. Yeah. I would indulge in that immediately if offered. With
Yeah.
that said, it's not a bad recording, by the way, these first couple of songs. They've really done a good job. I think the mix is really good, considering the tools they had at the time.
Yep.
Panning is excellent. No overuse of effects. When vocals do come in, they're a little thin, but they're always group sung. There's rarely there's a lead singer vocal. Almost everything is done in a village-esque chant.
Yes and no. Yes and no. There is a bit of a preacher parishioners vibe that goes on.
Well, that's a call and response.
Yeah.
Though. Like, there is no lead singer here, y'all. This is going to be a celebration of community type of singing. So yes, a church-like vibe or a community-esque vibe. I don't know what you have in your life to equate that to. This is what you're getting here.
Yeah.
And it's never the focus, ever.
No.
The song, it's like engulfed, and then like it comes up for a breath.
Yeah, I think you go through the first 5 of these songs, and we'll talk about each song, but we got to speed run here. There's an introduction to a theme. There's thematic content. There's a bit of a meditation.
I'd say,
right?
In jam form.
In jam form, yeah. It's not like I'm going to sit here in silence and watch my thoughts go by. Then a recapitulation of theme, like lyrical theme.
Perfect.
And then jam out for 4 minutes.
And into a segue into the next one.
Yeah. And
so let's talk about the next one, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, Bambile Horojo.
Great. So this is technically an 8-minute song.
It is.
On Spotify, though you wouldn't know.
Again, only because the theme gets introduced. It's like the song has changed. Here's a new theme that's coming in lyrically, not even necessarily melodically.
Well, the only thing that happens harmonically, not to shout us out on so many terms, is you get a major minor thing finally going on.
Yes.
So they changed their cadence on vocals, but they also changed their chord structure a little bit.
They do.
where you get this major and a minor chord introduced, and that
It wakes
creates
you
some texture.
It wakes you up,
Oh,
actually.
you need that.
Yeah.
And I love major minor over the same note. Like it's like my favorite like
Yeah.
chordal thing you can do in the song. For those who wonder why "Creep" by Radiohead is so good, it's because you end up
It's the 3 major.
the 3 major, the 3 minor at
4
the
minor.
end.
Yeah.
Or yeah, that's right. Sorry, at the end of the vocal phrase.
Yeah. So it's 1, 3 major, 4 major,
4 major,
4
4
minor.
minor. Yes,
Yeah.
and that's what makes it so tasty.
Yeah.
Is hearing the same chord just diminish that 3.
Yeah.
You finally get some of that here, and it creates much needed texture, and otherwise a wall of a sound.
Right.
And it's the probably unfortunate only notable aspect of this song for me that makes it stand out.
Yeah, if you were to take if this is a medley and you start with Sunny Adé and then you go into Bombile Horojo, I would consider Bombile Horojo to be the bridge,
Yeah.
right? It's
By the way, I read that wrong. This is only a 5.5 minute song,
Okay.
not 8.
okay.
But who would know?
Well, it's hard to know if you're just if you have this on. Again, the only way you know a song is changed is they started singing again.
That's exactly right. And so they've used them as almost bookmarks.
Yeah.
Or ends.
Yeah, I look at it as, I mean, it's supposed to be celebration, but I look at it more as meditation,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know if you've ever used like an app for meditate. Do you ever meditate?
I took a class called The Art of Living in college.
Okay.
And it required me to go sober of all things for 2 weeks before I went. And I went to Salisbury. So I was next to Ocean City, Maryland. And it was the dead of winter. And they rented out this big room in a dead church in the middle of winter. And so I'd drive a half hour alone to Ocean City from Salisbury. And we'd go to this Art of Living class. It ended up being breathing meditation. It was incredible.
It is incredible.
It like the last night we did some ritual breathing, which they're like, and you don't have to worry about it back then. I mean, this is a long time ago, but like they're like, this is, you can't talk about it. Like you can't cell phone record it. Not that we had the ability. I had like a Nokia like real phone,
Like from The Matrix.
Well, there's no screen you could touch.
Yeah.
And we all just laid there on our towels on the floor in a cold room in the dark as we listened to this hum
Yeah.
meditation. And I blacked the fuck out. And I woke up to everybody in the entire room, 30 people holding hands in a circle around me as I was the last to come to. I remember pain flying out of my hands that I had accumulated. It was wild, man.
Yeah.
I will happily go back to breathing meditation.
So in a regular, a very typical meditation practice, what's difficult about meditation is people think it is the absence of thought. It's not what it is. If you think you're going to stop your brain from being active, that means you're dead. So more of what it is not engaging in the thought, but witnessing the thought. So it's being the observer of your thought. But very often, what happens when you do that is you just fall asleep. So very often,
That was me.
yeah. And so like in an app like Calm or one of the other apps, and it's very common in a meditation practice, is like every like minute or 2 minutes, they'll just ring a chime that will like, oh, whatever you're doing. If
I'm here.
Yes. If you fell asleep or you're thinking about what you're going to get at the grocery store, whatever your distraction has
Just
happened.
a reminder we're here.
Yeah, let's come back in. And so I look at these introductions. That's what I mean by it's a meditation, because the jam's going on, and then it's like, oh, here's the crowd. We're back. We're back with a new message to talk about, and that's what happens at the beginning, specifically these first 5 songs, because they all thread together.
No, it's fantastic art, this first 5. And I really appreciated the fidelity across the board, too. Having 5 in a row that sound the same.
Yeah, and this is one where I think, so moving on to, do you want to can we move on?
Yeah, we're on 3, right?
Yeah. Orojo tuo basete.
Nailed it.
Or I don't know if it's a basete or basiti, but I think it's basete. And the the guitar gets a little bit lighter here, but as we move on, I feel like now we're so the word basete is a metaphor for like the weight of like carrying a load or or dealing with a burden.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we're going through this thing, and now we're talking about like whatever burden you're carrying.
But you're still talking about it in C major
Yeah.
at the same pace.
Well, everything so far is in C major.
yeah. This one does have a chord change around 2:30.
It does. That's my one note.
Me too.
Oh, there's a new chord.
I was like, oh my God. Hold the phone. Here we go, y'all. And then they change back within, I don't know, 8 bars.
Yeah.
It's a moment of reflection. I should have documented the chord change.
Yeah, I didn't write it down, but
It wasn't like a 1-4. It was like a 1-2 or something. It
Yeah.
wasn't even crazy. But 1-4 wouldn't have been crazy either. It's probably a 1-4.
But if you're a musician, you've ever been in a jam session with a bunch of like strangers, it's like, what do you want to do? And they're like, want to do a C blues or whatever.
Everybody just humps the same thing the whole time.
They hump the same thing. I was fortunate enough when I was in college, there was this guitar player that I had some fun stories with, but he was big into Yes, but didn't have the chops to play some of the Yes stuff.
Yeah.
But he was very experimental. And so I was in this jam and he was leading it, and it was none of us knew each other like musically at all. And so like at an open mic, like the open mic where like sometimes when they're at a band open mic, you get in there and like, all right, 4 strangers, what do you want to play? Should we do Mary Jane's Last Dance again? Or
Please,
whatever. Yeah,
please, I would leave.
right. Right. Or should we do What I Got by Sublime? Like, well, name whatever song that everybody kind of knows, and they do that. But in this case, he's like, we're going to explore the space, and he kind of played the band Fish has this game that they play among themselves called Find the Hay Hole. Do you know this game?
You've told me about it only because of our food jank roots, but you should
Yeah.
explain it to the listeners.
So Find the Hay Hole is this idea of someone in the band comes up with a motif or a riff or a chord progression or a groove or whatever it is. And they just start playing. And then the band comes together, and when they finally coalesce on something that makes sense, and they wait and they try to quote unquote finish together, and if they all shout hey simultaneously, then the next person in the circle gets to pick the new motif. So the idea is like, we're not going to make eye contact. We're going to talk about this. But when we think we've all hit the groove, if we all shout hey at the same time, that means we've found the hay hole. And so it was a version of that. And I feel like even though these songs aren't anywhere near as exploratory as what I was doing back then, that's kind of what's happening here.
Yeah, no, I remember the Find the Hay Hole exercise, which is a little asinine because that band is freakishly weird. But yeah. I do agree with hashing out every single part until the pocket's set, and then you go, got it.
Yes.
That's the idea of the exercise, right? Yeah. This never had that because this
music does not develop.
Not at all. It hasn't changed.
No.
There's no new progression. There's no new ideas. The rhythm, though I'm not terribly educated on it, I still have 2 ears and a good brain. Like, it hasn't done anything exclusively different, right? That would, like, melt a crowd's mind. And so you go, okay, we're going to keep kind of moving along this path.
Yeah.
All right. So we scoot into song number 4.
Song number 4. Do you want to try this one?
Nope.
Ko Salapata.
Good on you. Mm-hmm. I would have said it better.
I mean, something like, no problem, no worries.
Yeah, well, so
In
my
Yoruba.
liner note says, no salapata. Yeah. No big deal. Is how I'm taking that. It's just a 2-minute piece of this puzzle as well. And there's a group vocal here for the first time that really strikes me.
Okay.
It felt very warming. I like it. It's like the first big choral element on the album that I go, this sounds great.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like this short little segment is more improvisational,
Yes.
right? Like,
Well,
they
and also
explore the space more. How about
in
that?
ways that we like too as Americans. So it's mixolydian as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where
Which-
the blues licks come in. And
This is blues licks. This is Grateful Dead City, y'all. Mm-hmm. It starts to sound so jam bandy.
I wanted a grilled cheese sandwich, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Some
What?
Shroom caps and the grilled cheese sandwich.
Maybe some sunshine acid, man.
Oh yeah. How you get your t-shirt shiny? The this now actually sounds like San Francisco out of nowhere. And there's no evidence that they pulled it from there.
Or we're even ever in San Francisco. Yeah.
However, there is evidence of our favorite jam band players saying they pulled from this.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, mixolydian playing in a high tempo. Here we are. This is a great route to pull from. And mixolydian being the flatted 7 over the major scale. It
So
just
do,
has
re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You have te, do. It's a
Tato.
flat and seventh.
That's my girl.
Te, do.
Tato. It's undeniably the most ear creamy thing that we know in our scene. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was such a nice way to enter the end of this series of songs.
Yeah. I mean, mixolydian is what makes AC/DC who they are.
Indeed, it makes most American music what it is, frankly.
Yeah. It's like, hey, let's take a major scale and we'll change one note. And
My note is, if you like the Dead, you'll like this. There's nothing not to like. And the playing's fantastic. I'll say some things. 2 things. One is I didn't translate the lyrics up till now because they're almost always chanted, repetitive, and short segments.
Yep.
So it's not like there was any storytelling going on yet in a big way for me. Will say, love the group vocals. Everybody's singing like in a community. It sounds good. The guitar playing is exquisite.
yeah, it is.
Man, he can fucking play.
No doubt. Yeah. So we haven't talked about the
Yeah.
musicality of
can we
this.
take a break and just talk about
Yeah. Yeah.
Adé, or King Adé, Sunny Adé as a player? This guy's got chops.
He does.
He plays so soulfully. He's all over his neck. It's a Strat in the picture, but there's 2 or 3 different guitars in here. One has a humbucker. It's pretty clear. It probably is a Les Paul. But the Strat tones and the movement on the guitar is so cool. If you're a guitar player, this is a absolute must listen on my mind, because like this guy's giving you a million licks you can steal right now. Like, don't go pay for a dictionary online of licks you can steal. Just come here and hear how he plays the weirdest mixolydian and Lydian stuff over major scales. Like, it's nutty.
It really is. And I would take that. And then once you learn how to move your hand up and down the neck, you have now mastered your instrument in many ways.
Sure.
Right? Just like people use the pentatonic scale, like this is going to give you new vocabulary.
Yeah, this isn't pentatonic though. Like, there's like a heavy 6 prominent in everything that they do.
Right.
It's a leading tone. There's a ton of 2s. It's interesting music. There's unreal guitar playing going on here. And it's not because it's by the book or trained. This is soul playing.
Right.
It's my favorite part of the album by a long run, is listening to these kind of out-of-line guitar licks over the most wholesome sounding vocals after you've spent 3 minutes waiting for both of those things to happen.
There's a lot of waiting.
Yeah, this is not for the impatient, y'all.
It's not. As we move into African beats, Lunestre.
Look at Lunestre. I would
Lunestre.
add that.
Yeah.
This is the 5th song, and this will be our break on it. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Lunestre can be interpreted as play, perform, or musical playing.
Yeah. I wrote, finally, a huge chorus.
It's the climax of
It
the
is
medley.
of
Yep.
the 5-piece medley. And I have a, it's like a 2-2-1 type of progression.
Yeah.
Yeah. With an incredibly catchy vocal that you want to sing along with.
Yeah. This is there's a reason. This is the finale. It's clearly the finale. I wish it was indicated somehow on streaming services that this is the case. Because I don't think, I mean, you could listen to any one of these songs, fine. I do think you need to listen to these 5 songs together.
Well, I'd say out of context, the first 4 would simply just feel like you inherited a thing.
Yes.
And you're not going to find value in this song, especially if you didn't listen to the first one. Mm-hmm. You never got to establish. So if I entered as the third, now mind you, the second one moves to a 4-chorded and a 5-chord at one point. You get like a bluesy, beatly thing.
Right.
But, and that's rare.
Right.
This whole meditation, if you're not in at the beginning or in at the end, you're probably out to lunch.
Yeah, and here's the problem as far as like the marketing or the structure of this. If you listen to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, for example, Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, it's like a 90-minute piece of music. It's one symphony. Each movement is very discretely different from one another. And within the movements, there's subsections. So when you look at if you went to go buy the CD of a performance of this, you break it down. The songs all, the movements in the section, not the movements, but the sections within the movements all blend together. You don't really know unless someone's telling you.
But
like,
the movements standalone
are their own songs.
Stand as songs.
Yes.
Not here. Not in the first 5.
No, but I would say the first 5 are a movement.
I'd agree.
In and of themselves. That's the comparison I'm trying
I'd
to
agree,
make.
and I give it that respect.
Yeah.
And it's not, the first 5 run at, I'm just doing quick knack and math. I mean, it's like just south of 20 minutes. What is it, 17, 16? Yeah. Like, it's a long piece to tolerate if you don't know what you're getting into, if you're not hip to this style of music. It's a worthwhile piece. In fact, as an EP, I would take that front end and just be like, that's a cool moment in music.
Yeah. Now, I am not equating this because I freaking love Beethoven's Ninth Symphony with all of my heart and soul.
Yes.
Fight me on that one.
Dan's doing that thing where he actually wells up a little.
Yeah. It is a phenomenal piece of music. But conceptually, if I look at movement 1, 2, 3, or 4, in this case, because of the vibe, this is more movement, I guess, number 3, right? Which is the Adagio movement. So,
sure.
Right. So
I'd say Adagio plus.
Yes.
You look at tempo.
Yeah. So you know what's funny about this is I talk about this. So my father-in-law loves to ask me musical questions, the way he tries to bond with me. And he's a music fan, but he asks me questions.
Yeah, but you're like a music nerd.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's an engineer.
There's a byway there.
Yeah. And so I'm like, well, classical music was poorly named, right? It's like concerto in C. Concerto is a song form or a music form, and C is the key. It means freaking nothing.
Yeah, they should have just called that shit Michelle.
Right.
Like, just like write it about what you want to write it about, man.
Yeah. So the Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, the first movement is titled Allegro ma non troppo, which translates to fast but not too fast. It's instructions.
It sounds like doggy style.
Yeah. Right. And so it's crazy, and we won't have to get into classical music, but the interpretation of classical music, when they say adagio, there's a range of tempos that adagio means, or allegro means, or presto.
I remember sitting in, what do they call those things I did in piano lessons, where my teacher made me go to some tests and they would play a tempo and I had to say what it was.
Yeah.
I did all that as a kid.
Right.
It's
right, but adagio is like a 50 BPM difference in what,
no,
what it means by slow.
Everything on that scale was 25 BPM away from each other. It's pretty, in hindsight, I'd nail that, man.
Yeah, man. All right. Anything else you want to say about the first 5?
Allow me to check my notes. I want to make sure I'm giving... Oh, that phone's dead. So we will recharge my phone and then catch you at the second half of this episode.
That's what we will do.
Yeah. Yeah. This is America. Land of the brave. Home of the buffet. Here at Cholesterols, we don't believe in change. We believe in tradition. In a suited pant that fits the way that our opinions do. Stubborn. Unexamined. Our overalls are made right here in the USA by folks who don't trust fabric from anywhere else, or numbers, or doctors, or books that make you think too hard. You know, each pair is triple stitched for durability, because admitting that you're wrong shouldn't be the only thing that's hard to do, you know? We got pockets deep enough for freedom and denial and all that Chick-fil-A dipping sauce. And when the truth gets uncomfortable, our waistband says, nah, not today. We stand tall, we stay loud, and we fight for what feels right. Because we're cholesterols. Freedom should always come with French fries. You know, like freedom fries. Anybody thought of that yet? Yeah, how does it feel to be a lucid human?
I don't know what that means.
How does it feel to be a person that remembers the thing they did 10 minutes ago?
I don't know that's a fact about me. I have like this almost like eidetic memory of useless crap, but what I walked downstairs for, when I have my glass in my hand that is empty that needs to be filled with water, that still happens.
Yeah, that's my norm.
Yeah.
I wonder as a person where it's like trampolines forward at all time, how it is to deal with me.
Dealing with you 99% of the time is a complete pleasure.
That's a lie, but I appreciate you saying that on air.
However, it's not always a cakewalk knowing whether or not what's going to happen or what we said was going to happen is going to happen.
No, I agree with that. And I don't take any pleasure in giving you that stress, though I know I provide that stress for you on a daily basis. It's not a thing I want to give to you. It's a thing that I'm trying to fight. We need a producer. So if you are a young, open-minded individual who wants to be part of a team,
hit us up.
Yeah, we need a third piece here. We're not looking for a microphone personality. In fact,
No.
we don't want that. What we want is somebody who can enhance our workflow.
Our output.
Indeed. Because right now, there's a lot of it, and we're excited about what we put out. We really like the show we're doing. And there's a ton of technological and marketing stuff that we kind of are learning on the fly.
Yeah. And so to be completely clear, we talked about this before. If you like the content and you like what you're hearing and you want to be a part to help us produce this, you have to recognize if you've listened to how unhinged our ads are, the conversation that happens before we get to the
Final product of the ads.
the cleaner version of these ads,
the taming
is
of the ads.
pretty off the charts.
So if you're easily offended, you need not apply.
Yeah, and I want to be clear here. This is we talked about this for like 20 minutes. We discussed some topics to get there. We believe to get to the quote unquote art of our ads. You have to walk over some pretty intense lines, and then we dial it back. Believe it or not, we dial it back. That doesn't mean anything that happens in there are things we believe. We're just trying to be absurd.
Yeah. The idea is to enjoy
Yeah.
we would like to think we have like a safe little SNL writing room type of scenario.
Yeah.
Or South
South
writing
Park.
room.
Yeah, if you'd want to like write for South Park,
Yeah. Okay, come
then
join us.
it'll be fine. We're I think we're decent people.
Yeah, no, you'll see.
Yeah.
We're family, man.
Yeah.
But hey, looking for some growth. We finally have the capacity for it. We've got the listening numbers. We've got a lot of engagement, and therefore we're just wanting to hear what you might have to bring to the table.
So
anyway,
email is the best place to hit us up for that. backwardsbeatpodcast@gmail.com.
that's right. Not the Patreon.
No.
Just hit us at the email.
Yeah.
All right. We went through the first 5 pieces on King Sunny Adé's Best of the Classics album, as Rolling Stones magazine has prescribed.
That is correct. And we are now onto the song that I believe you can say the title of.
Oh, yes. Synchro System.
This is the best song on the album IMO.
By a long run, fact, not IMO. It's so cool.
Is it because we finally get a new key center?
No. Though that probably didn't hurt. It's just a whole new take on music.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, it's not short. He's going to go ahead and outdo his entire 5-song prelude in time on this 18-minute, 12-second track.
Yeah, so this is the original like 1974 iteration. It's 18 plus minutes. It's longer than the initially released versions. They actually did cut the songs down. This would be a hard song. All these songs would be hard songs to cut for time because there's like no pauses.
Disagree. They're all jams over the same chord. It's easy to cut.
I guess you just have to. It's like surgical slicing. It's not like I'm going to cut the bridge.
Sliced 3 songs into a 45-second piece for a wedding I have to do this weekend. It's easy as hell over the first 5. You could cut so much. You could make the first 5 songs effectively. Now, mind you, I'd lose some good guitar licks.
Right.
And probably some decent bass playing. However, you could consolidate that. This song, I see exactly where they need to cut it. If you need a radio hit too, if some record producer is like putting really hot microphones on you and giving you good musicians and producing it, and they're like, we have to sell copies. We have to get this on the radio. There's no way to put 18 minutes on the radio.
No, not unless it's an album side kind of like Sunday at like 10 p.m. kind of thing.
Doesn't sell. You need something that can touch. And so there has to be a hot theme here. And Synchro, thank God, has a few themes.
Yeah, and this is a song where the bass player gets all of my respect.
I mean, he had it before, frankly, just for his pure passion to be in this project. But yeah, the bass playing across Synchro is insane.
Well, I mean, the song I think is in E minor. And yes, the bass line is this like ostinato that's between E and D.
Yeah.
Like for the first, I don't know, 18 minutes,
7
12 minutes or
yeah.
whatever, until they finally modulate to the key of C again. but
It's a whole new feel.
it's all feel, it's all vibe. This guy's got his
This
eyes
song
half
reminds
lidded.
me of fucking Lowrider.
Yeah,
Yeah, for more. It feels like a even more chill Lowrider, if that was possible.
All right, I need a little more convincing. I think I see where you're going. Help me.
It's the bass line.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. It just
Yeah.
like there's a movement to it that reminds me of Lowrider with talking drums.
And the talking drums are really well produced on this one.
That has to be such a hard
Yeah.
sound source. So I've recorded talking drums exactly 2 times. And I know that because I never recorded them, and in the past 1 month, I'm recording them for an album I'm working on. Hey, nice sound effect. Hawk. It's really challenging to get a good recording on a talking drum to do the drum justice, because the drums play with timbre, dynamic, and it's an attack
And
pad.
pitch.
Well, yeah, pitch.
Yeah.
But you have an attack to it that makes it really challenging to Mike. because if the harder you attack a drum, the more it peaks out your microphone, right?
Right.
So respect to the sound engineer on this one entirely.
Yeah. So a talking drum is an interesting instrument because if you don't know what it is, it's a pitched drum that basically you hold like under your arm or whatever, and
It looks like just a tall cylinder, like imagine an oatmeal container,
or
but just
actually
large. Yeah.
two cones.
Well, you can have that, but you can
Yeah.
also have straight version.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can have
But so then there are strings or whatever they are that are connecting the top and bottom head together, and as you compress the strings, you change the
It
pitch.
tightens the head.
It tightens the head. Yes.
So boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. It's talking.
It's incredible, and it's throughout this album. However, in this song,
It's emphasized.
and necessary and truly like almost like a verse of the song if you think about it.
Yeah. This is the dance tune. Right?
Ironically, PCP Lowrider is the tune. It's also my favorite song on the album by a long run.
Yeah, and it's got the cabeza. And the cabeza player deserves a medal for the first 9 to 12 minutes of the exact same.
Yeah. Anybody who's doing their job here, it just reminds me of Latin rhythm, right?
Yeah.
So like you look at Latin rhythm sections, and there's like a guy who gets paid the same as like the entire section drummer.
Right.
His only job is to like play a clave on the cowbell, and he doesn't budge, and he's probably the most important guy in the band.
Yeah. So the cabeza player, hats off.
Yeah. Cheers to you. At 4 minutes and 30 seconds, we have our first digital instrument sighting
Okay.
of the entire collection.
And how do you say that?
I mean, there's a synth siren that happens here.
Yes, it's a siren. Yes, it's a siren. Yes.
But it's not an actual siren. It's a synthesizer
Yes, it
doing
is.
a siren.
Yes.
Because no car sirens ever sounded this way.
It's funny you said that because my timestamp is at 4:43.
Fair enough.
Literally, I said siren comes in about 4:43, but yeah.
I loosened my terms.
Yeah. I'm like, all right.
But I was like, ah!
Are we talking about? Yeah.
Digital thing.
Yes.
Because until now, we haven't had a digital element on this album, period.
No. And now it's the song Haiti by Arcade Fire.
Can
Not
we
at all.
go one episode without an Arcade Fire reference?
No, but we
God, we're
should,
paying that guy's rent.
what we need to make sure we're doing is talking about Snarky Puppy, but because they have released 2 new songs, which are
Who's Snarky Puppy?
Snarky Puppy's the best band.
Ever with the Metropole Orchestra?
Yeah,
Oh, is there a Ground Up Festival now in March instead of February?
that's correct.
Oh, we'll be there.
We will.
Field recording. All right. Other great elements in this song. You kind of roll an incredibly long segment in a whole new tempo, though, which is nice. And then around the 13th minute, finally,
A modulation.
so weird.
Yeah, back to the key of C, but still, it's a key change.
Well, it's not only a key change; it's a groove change.
Yeah. This is a place where if you're not watching what's happening, you think it's a new song.
Well, precisely. It turns into a Islander. I wouldn't call it reggae.
It's
But it's
not far.
It's now Eastern Island bass instead of West African bass. There's
Yeah.
no question about it. Big slide guitar, almost Polynesian,
Yeah.
and there's these chants that now come in, and so you suddenly get like more of a bop with some chants, a sliding guitar, and I was like, this is the greatest texture I felt on this album that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
Because let's be frank, I mean, y'all, you listen through the first 5 songs, you get into even synchro, and after a minute, you're like, all right, I don't know how much longer I can hang on.
But you should on this one.
Truly. In fact, if you were to listen to a piece on this album, just go right to here, please. Because this song, this 18-minute movement, has the most diversity with all of the instrumental elements from the first 5 and what will end up being the latter 3.
Yeah.
Or 2, whatever it is. This is a really nice piece of music that encapsulates, I think, King Sunny Adé's mindset. It's a joy to listen to. I would listen to this over and over again.
Yeah. So I would only counter that with listen to the first 5 songs as one piece of music.
Now listen to this as one piece of music.
One piece of music. You have 2 songs.
Fun fact, they're the same length.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Like, give or take, I mean, we could do the quick math, but like, they're not that far apart. They're
No,
like
they're
maybe
close.
a minute apart on how long they are.
Yeah.
And that's 2 different movements of music.
Yeah. And in my opinion, Synchro System is more interesting than the first 5 songs because of what you've talked about. And actually the meditation, not to overplay the thing, the bass ostinato is like for the first 13 minutes of the song is just, you could say it's a loop, but it's not a loop. It's a human.
You could loop it, but you would never get the feel of the song if you did.
Yeah.
There's just little touches. It's an incredibly impressive piece of music if you look at it in like the lens of restraint.
Yeah. Yeah. This is, you can either have this music on as total background music
Or total I'm going to eat 2 mushroom caps music.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have the patience for this on a normal day,
No, me either.
but I really like it.
Yeah. Should I move along?
Yeah, please.
All right.
Speedrun.
All right. Speed run. We're not even going that fast, but we're going faster than normal. We're doing Abanujue Mane Wan.
Really easy song to speedrun it. Almost 14 minutes long.
14 minutes long. And so here's the thing that so there's guitar licks that are going on. And I say, this is St. Thomas mixed with Over the Rainbow.
Yeah.
Like Over the Rainbow, it gets humped on hard. The melody of the song Somewhere Over the Rainbow gets humped on hard in this one. And do you know St. Thomas, the song by Sonny Rollins, the jazz standard? Yep.
Yeah, it's a great song.
So the first half of this,
and it comes in on that offbeat, which is so nice. Yeah.
So essentially, I mean, and I tried to do some research on timing. I'm not sure which came first, chicken or the egg, but if you know St. Thomas,
No, I think it's a great example of the whole fun St. Thomas thing. The difference here is that you have a different production from the rest of the album. This is the first time we've heard like a really wet room. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like they stuck some mics in the back of a room and recorded something live.
yeah, there's a live feel to this for sure.
And it's distracting because we've effectively up until now heard 2 pieces of music. Mm-hmm. 5 in the same studio, followed by another piece that was massively long in the same recording environment. This one is akin to, okay, let's go capture something that would be on the greatest of all time album. And I think it's a nice tune for that purpose.
Yeah. Now, the only thing I will say about the St. Thomas-ness of this is where the St. Thomas lick expresses itself the most, but you hear the first few notes of that lick on every song on this album.
No, they're using it. They're using it.
And I don't think it's King Sunny. I think it's his friend or whoever. I don't think it's his lick. It's the right ear guitar.
Okay.
And I think King Sunny is the left ear guitar most of the time.
I mean, he's the hot licks on the left ear guitar.
Yeah.
There's a flat 7 thing going here again. Mm-hmm. So you can either call it Mixolydian or you can lean into just that's the tonality of the song. Mm-hmm. It's nice though. I wish it didn't feel so distant. It's the first thing, if you're considering putting an album together, I think about the user perspective.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if I'm going to spin this album or show it to my friends in a room, I don't want to audio fall off so hard. Now, in Descent with My Own Self, I would want to create a collection of my favorite songs from an artist, and what you got's what you got.
Right.
So this one does not upset me in that sense, but it's a notable fall off.
You know, it's funny when I doing a little research on this in my notes I have here It's considered one of the longer medley and melody tracks, but again with these hooks that keep coming back, it's like there's more melody guitar wise, because a lot of the melodies you hear throughout this album, they are good melodies, but it's not like theme, variation and recapitulation, right? We go back to the Beethoven thing. That's not what's happening at all.
They'll
here.
sing a lead line, sing the thing 4 times, do a call and response, and get out.
Yeah.
There's no rules here.
Yeah.
And all of that happens in the matter of 40 seconds.
Yep. But this is a 13+ minute song.
So there's a lot of jamming.
A lot of jamming. Should I move on?
Had it been condensed, I'd be proper.
Yeah. Proper.
Shelved. All right, move on. Song number 8.
Okay, so this is a song called Afi Bawan.
And after listening to it, I want to offy bow on myself.
Yeah, and this is a song where they're saying that King Adé shreds.
You've seen the Shreds videos, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So the song title is often interpreted as the world changes, or if the world changes. And nice. Sick. And I'll say the biggest change on this is the ear, the right ear, I will say, fornication that's going on with this guitar that's about 25 cents out of tune.
I mean, the one that someone picked up and smacked the neck against the wall 6 times before they recorded it?
Oh, I don't know. This is a song in the key of C and C half
Allegedly.
flat. Yeah, and C half flat. Yeah. It's a ear abortion what's going on with the intonation on this one guitar. The song is not bad in and of itself, and with the cool stuff that King Sunny is doing, this out of guitar playing is inexcusable on one of the greatest albums of all time, Rolling Stone.
Agreed entirely. And I mean, you effectively have me and Julio down on the schoolyard,
Right.
mixed with this just spamming the same note on 16th.
Yeah.
Just flat as hell. What is this? I mean, if I'm not hip to the coolest new taste or style, someone please tell me how to get there.
Right. And for the individual, I don't have the name right in front of me right now, who compiled this album, there's no better recording of this song.
Yeah, this was so special to you that this had to be on this compilation.
Yeah. Kiss my ass. Let's move
Yeah,
on.
2 times. Lick it. The big problem I have is you've walked out of high fidelity recordings that put this guy in such a great light. And maybe that's why you felt like you could throw the dog shit at the end. What is so good about this song that you had to put this version on here?
It's punishing.
It's not just his guitar. It's a sonic mess. Mm-hmm. It's not an enjoyable listen by anyone's ears.
Right. And sorry, this out of tune guitar is not low in the mix.
No. It's blaring.
It is skull fucking you in the right ear.
It's not the only out of tune instrument.
It's not.
either.
It's just the most out of tune instrument.
Yeah. This is not good. It's not my favorite song. I like the battle off thing. I like the major minor guitar off that they'd end up doing. Is that this tune? Yeah.
It's fine. Screw you, Rolling Stone. Screw you, curator of this album. Let's move on. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
King Sunny's fine. You have anything else that's really important to say about this song?
So I was looking for redemption on this, and I pulled the whole vocal line and translated it.
Let's hear.
No. I mean, I'll give it to you. It's not worth it.
Okay.
When he wake her in this morning, she saw something on his mind. His eyes were cold, his distant, and spirit was unkind. He said, I'm off to find myself, and I won't be coming back. She said, ask the Lord to help you, and you not to act like that. I mean, there's a not good relationship happening.
Yeah. Again, it's not my harsh criticism is not really about the song. It's about you got a bad take. Why is this one of the greatest songs?
No, why didn't y'all tune your damn guitars? And the energy is not that good. Like, where's...
Yeah, I'm getting a headache even talking about this.
Thank you. We're allowed to poo-poo a thing. It's our show. Bye.
Yeah.
Great. Song number 9.
Ogun Parte Part 1.
8 minutes.
8 minutes. Yeah. So Ogun is a deity in
9 minutes. 8:59, dude. 9 minutes.
So Ogun is a deity in Yoruba cosmology. It's the god of iron, war, and craftsmanship. And so
Love that guy.
So an Ogun party is a spiritual celebration or invocation. So here I think we come back a little bit. Sonically it's okay, but I think this is a bit more festive. The energy is a little bit higher. We're still in the key of C.
Of course. I will say, my notes on this say, this was recorded on an iPhone 3. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
If you're going to give me a best of album or, best of classic,
500 greatest albums of all time and the best of the classic years. And I'll say this again, when the last song comes and you finish the last song, the very next song that Spotify throws on is better than these two songs combined.
Breath of fresh air.
Yeah. And
so,
it's King Sunny.
And by the way, appreciate you burying your low fidelity songs in the back end. Dan and I just happen to think the one before this sucks ass. This one, on the other hand,
hard.
Doth not suck ass.
It does not.
This is a good tune. I don't like the recording fidelity, but that's not my problem. If this is the recording of this song that exists, great. It's a good tune to have. I will say they have this crazy thing on the talking drum that sounds like my JBL speaker turning off. It's like,
yeah,
it's dead on. I think JBL stole it from this.
They may have. I know what you're talking about.
You know the sound?
I have
so good.
I have several JBL speakers.
Yes, this thing sounds awesome. And though this song lacks fidelity of good recording, as did the last one, the song is very good.
Yes, it is.
It's got a wah pedal that finally enters. This is, for a guitar heavy album, you don't get some chode playing his whole pedal board at you the whole time, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
You do get a wah-wah pedal, like a little, Hendrix sounding thing at this point in the album.
Yeah, well, it's actually more What I Am than Hendrix, but yeah.
I don't care. It's a wah pedal.
It's a wah pedal.
It's a wah pedal where we have.
There's an envelope that's going up and down.
Exactly.
Yeah, through the frequencies.
And it's like, oh, cool. Like you're embracing these neat effects.
Yeah, I didn't look into the lyrical content, but apparently this is a nice incorporation of spiritual themes and secular themes all in one place. So maybe it's like Christmas music.
It's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm 50 minutes in this album at this point. I'm kind of burnt out.
Yeah,
you can only do so much of it,
Yeah. Should we move on to the final
yeah.
song? Do you have any more thoughts on?
No, that's it.
So the final song on this album is Adena Eke, all right, which can be translated to the crown or royalty is precious or strong. And I think thematically, from what I've heard, it reinforces themes of like dignity and legacy and cultural weight. And it has this concept of both praise and humility, thematically. And I feel like this is actually a decent closer, even though there's other problems I feel like that exist here. Again, sonically and like from an energy perspective, I'm not like getting a banger of a closer.
No, so you're not getting a banger of a closer. I'll immediately agree with you there. I'll say it was so nice to get a more modern production.
In the key of B flat.
Yes, thank God.
We moved down a whole step.
But when I say modern, I don't mean today's production. I just mean something that's like sounded like it came out of a recording studio and not a mono source recorded in the room. And then you end up with just relief after the past two songs, frankly. If you look at the album as a whole, it feels better to have this song end. It sounds like the first, 6 tracks.
Yeah.
And so I'm comfortable again, which I really appreciate. I think the lead playing in this song is some of the best on the album.
Yeah.
It's tasteful. It's flourishing. 56 seconds is my mark. That's like where he plays just the coolest lick. It's smooth. It's sweet. There's harmonies all over this song vocally, which is nice. You don't get a ton of vocal work on this album across the board. If you were to put vocal work against time spent playing music, what would it be? 10%? 8%?
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
You have abundant harmony here that just sounds fantastic. There's a high pass filter also that joins in. It's not the wah. It's just a really cool way to cut your 3 standard guitars. The entire album, there's been multiple guitars playing the entire time, leads. Sometimes panning was used as a good tool to get one guitar away from the other.
Yeah.
So if you look back, you get that little guitar battle where you have like the distorted one versus the more clean one, left, right.
Across the board, like call and response is very well aligned sonically in the space across the entire album.
And, he noodles a ton, but this is one of the only songs on the album. It's probably my second favorite song on the album where it doesn't feel noodly. It feels like it builds towards something.
There's more development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a percussive instrument that's been used in this album a few times. It sounds like you put a condenser microphone on someone sweeping the floor with a broom. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that was, man.
Stomp.
You think so?
Stomp.
There's 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either, but yeah.
I mean,
I always figured it's basically a cabeza, but you're right. There's a different sonic
it's
space.
such a like smooth high frequency. It sounds like a broom. And so that's in this song, and it actually adds a really nice texture, which I super appreciated. And you end up with these cool guitar parts that are now doing, instead of like a battling guitar version, you end up with one that's playing really staccato stuff and one that's sliding all over the place.
Yeah.
So you still have this like duality.
Yeah, it's almost like Ralph Macchio and Steve Vai playing in Crossroads.
Exactly. Except one can play guitar.
I believe Steve Vai played both parts, but yes.
That's exactly right. The call and responses are good. I think this song is a great redemption for the end of this collection, and
Is this the
deserves to be on
redemption
here.
song of the album?
Okay, don't do that to me. This is not Bob. This is not reggae.
Well, they called him the Bob Marley of Africa, so that's why I
Okay,
had to.
well, I think it's a fine way to end. I really like this.
It's
In
a good
fact,
closer. Yeah.
had you dropped the prior 2 songs, if nothing but for fidelity,
An intonation.
well, in one of them for sure. And look, the intonation's not good across this album, y'all. If you have perfect pitch, don't listen to this.
Yeah.
But-
Go listen to the Soweto.
Or do and like deal with your contractions.
Yeah.
But this song is back in place and arguably as good as any song we've heard up until this point or at the end of the song. The last 2 were just so, the collection just doesn't feel like, feels like they gave up halfway through.
Yeah, I again, not knowing the context, trying to put some forgiveness into. We're coming in hard now. We listened to the Indestructible Beats of Soweto. Intonation was not a problem on that album.
Ever.
Ever.
And I mean, talk about long songs that drew on.
Yeah. So it's not. So I don't want to hear about, well, they didn't have the means because
No,
the
everybody's
South African Soweto people didn't have means either.
If you have the ability to put this recording down at the fidelity you did, you have the ability to put a fucking $20 snark tuner on a guitar.
Right. So
Now,
that's
did you have the balls to tell the guy to do it?
Right.
Keith, probably not.
Well, again, I, King Sunny Adé, he's just jamming. They're recording some stuff. He's having a good time. Whoever's either producing that song or compiling this in 2003 knows that other song is horrifically out of tune.
There it is. And that's what it comes down to.
So screw those people.
You
King
can't
Sunny
tell
Adé
me,
is a saint.
You can't tell me that's stylistic either. If you're not going to correct, don't put it on the compilation.
Right. This isn't Jacob Collier going from G half sharp to G
No.
over a 5-minute song.
No, not at all. You gave him a bad light. This guy's a saint. I really like King Sunny Adé. I'm rooting for him. I'm happy to see his name.
Yep.
Now, with that said, here's the really hard question of the night. Does it belong on this list?
No.
Yeah, why not?
If we define an album as a collection of songs that go together as a musical unit, I think there are maybe 3 songs on this album. There's the first 5. There's Synchro System and what we just talked about.
I would agree. I don't believe this is a top 500 album by any means. I would happily sponsor on the top 500 songs of all time Synchro System's nomination. There's no question about that. I see the pillar here. I think it's great. I think someone really stretched hard to put this compilation on here, thinking it would be a catch-all. Y'all did this wrong.
Yeah. If this is Rolling Stone's attempt to be more inclusive,
It is. It's like, and I hate the word DEI pick, blah, 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 blah.
I don't
Like,
even mean that. I just mean
No, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
you offended King Sunny Adé. This ain't his best work.
literally, again,
This
listen to this album.
this compilation is not his best work. This is a catch-all. Because I've listened to songs outside of this from him.
they're
now.
better.
They're way better, and he had better recording means and more directed messages. You could have chosen something else, but this collection wasn't the one, y'all.
Yeah, I think when I try to get confirmation on like what am I missing here, because this just sounds like jamming, right? What am I missing? Every time I either researched it or even asked AI to research it for me, like, well, they consider this. I'm like, but dude, I've heard like better garage bands in certain cases. Yeah. Come on, guys.
I don't care how he's concerned. He's obviously talented. He's obviously the voice of an entire movement. Right. This album, for what we're speaking about, is not very good.
No.
It's hard to listen to. If you don't believe us, just sit down and listen to it and go flame us online, please.
And tell us where we're wrong, because the reason I've listened to this a dozen times is because I was trying to see what I was missing, and I couldn't get there.
If someone put King Sunny Adé on at a party, I'd be stoked. If someone asked me what I want to play on at my house or anything, this is not in contention ever.
Yeah.
So
we're in agreement. We would not hit this.
Yeah.
We don't think it belongs on the list.
Yeah, agreed. But we like you very much, King Sunny Adé. We respect you immensely.
Very talented. And again, not knowing the spiritual content may be a great message. And maybe that's our failing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, we won't be right often. However, this is how it has to go.
We're right on C half flat over C major. Yeah.
No Mick Bueno.
No.
Well, what do we got next week?
Next week we have 3+3.
Is that the Isleys?
It's the Isley Brothers.
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to this. As always, thank you for listening to us. Dan and I are so thankful. We spent a long time before our message this evening just talking about what we've put into this and what we're taking out of it. And every listen, every thumbs up, every comment, every email we get, we're very appreciative of.
Please reach out. We want to engage.
Indeed. Until then, still Carr Carter Fansteel.
And still Dan Woodard.
See you next week.
Love you. Bye-bye.
That was a show about the best of the classic years by King Sunny Adé. Killing licks, but this album just couldn't cut it.
Backward Speeds Podcast Podcast is a tune-to-win production recorded live at Thought Shack Studios in Halethorpe, Maryland.
If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us at Backwards Beats Podcasts on most platforms.
Share the love, and we'll see you next week for another deep dive into the next album on Rolling Stone Magazine's Top 500 list. Until then, salt your melons.